All right, good evening, guys. Thank you all for being on the call. I know it's been super fun doing this team call series with all these other leaders, and we have been absolutely blessed to have some kick-ass coaches speak for us. So she doesn't need any introduction, but she deserves it. So I told her it's going to take 30 minutes to read this. Seriously. So we have Danielle and Natoni speaking to us tonight, and I'm so excited. Like, I have butterflies. It's so silly, but it's true. Okay, here's Danielle. So, here you go. She's a Superstar Diamond 2, 6-time elite, top 10 elite 2012, 2016 CEO award, 90 consecutive months at SC10, currently ranked number 7 in the network, Insanity Live format expert, Beachbody Live master trainer, modifier Insanity Max 30, cast member Asylum Volume 2, and she is a wife and mother of 2 beautiful daughters. So with that said, I'm going to leave it to her, and she is going to just amaze us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. To be transparent, I'm so glad that you said that this call was for like your conjoined forces, because I see 2 of my girls on here, Steph and Sarah, who are under my girl Ashton. And so I'm like, what is going on? Is there a coup happening? And I don't know. So I'm just kidding. Also, I want to thank you, Christine. You are absolutely beautiful, so you don't have to worry about that. But I'm thankful you're wearing a hat, because this obviously is not an outfit I would choose. Like, I have on my tank top that I wore out, and then this sweatshirt, it's because I'm always cold. And I was like, I could totally change, but I don't want to. So thank you for allowing me to show up on however I wanted to. So here we go. Are you guys ready for this? So first of all, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you letting me speak to you tonight. And actually, I'm really thankful that Christine started with my accolades, not because I feel like they need to be said, but because it's going to help me with the direction of this call. And, if you're on my team, you maybe have heard me kind of give this spiel before, but I always give it a little bit differently. So yes, I am currently a Superstar Diamond 2, which means that my first and second business center are 15-star diamonds. My third business center is a 3-star diamond, and we'll be going into 4-star qualification this week. My fourth business center is a 2-star diamond, and my fifth business center is a diamond. I am 3 consecutive years as earning 7 figures in this business. Insert legal disclaimer that all independent team Beachbody coaches must work at their own level of independent awesomeness, etc. I'm a 6-time elite. I'm number 7 right now. I was number 5 in 2012. I create every Insanity Live workout for instructors taught worldwide, blah, 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 right? But the reason that I like that all came out is because, you want to know something? I am literally no more special or talented than any single one of you. No more special or talented. I am still in the same sports bra that I wore this morning when I did my workout, and that's how I spend 90% of my day. I didn't come into this with any magical degree in marketing or understand. I actually wasn't even a fitness professional when I came into this, and actually had never even heard of Beachbody. So I like for those accolades to be put out there, because I want you for a second to get out any doubt that you have in your mind that you can't be something. Oh, I can't be a Superstar Diamond coach, or I will never be an elite coach, or I could never earn that much income, because yes, you can. When I started this, I joined April 15th, 2010. I know the exact date because I was an elementary school teacher, in case you didn't know that about me. And I got paid once a month on the 15th of the month. And on that day, that's when I could do things. And because on the 16th, y'all better believe that there wasn't a single thing left over. And so on April 15th, I became a coach. And actually, what's even funnier than that is, you may not know this part of my story, is that I actually joined a month before that and quit on the exact same day I joined. And so I need you for a moment to actually stop telling yourself that only certain people can be successful in this business, because literally everything that I've accomplished, you can accomplish and more. And I hope you do that. I absolutely hope that you will blow me out of the water. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a little bit of my story with you. And as I do that, I will insert some jokes. You may not find them funny, but I find them funny. And the more the people on my screen laugh, like the more fired up I get. So feel free to like exuberantly laugh at my bad jokes. Also, I will insert some wisdom, some tips, some tricks for you. Because sure, could I do a call on social media? Yes. Could I do a call on Share a Cart? Just did that for the National Wake Up Call. But really what I want to do, and what when I was talking to Christine said, is really what I want to do is breathe life into you. What I really want to do is for you to get off this call and go, okay, I am going to crush this business. Also, I hope you give me permission to throw a curse word every once in a while. And if you're like, oh man, that's not my jam, sorry, I would be totally not myself. I don't use them exorbitantly, but I use them for effect. So here we go. 8 years ago, my life looked very differently than it did now. And people look at me now and assume I just always had it all. Just assumed my life has always been easy, and just assumed that this business came naturally to me. And it's easy to do that. Who really likes the girl with the six-pack abs in the big house with the perfect looking husband? Nobody. I wouldn't like her either. I totally get it. But what I need you to understand is that 8 years ago, I was broke financially, but also emotionally. I always say the woman that stands before you today is extremely different than the girl who joined 8 years ago. And if nothing else, this business transforms us from the inside out. When people are like, oh, I want your arms, or oh, I want your abs, I'm like, y'all, that is just a byproduct of all the work that goes on the inside. And I don't just mean on my meal plans and my nutrition. I mean that on all the work that has gone on in here and in here. So 8 years ago, I found myself with a good job. I was an elementary school teacher, but I was broke. And when I say broke, I mean broke. I mean, my credit score was below a 300. Okay. That's the kind of credit score, y'all, when you like walk into a store, basically like security alarms go off, like the security guards kind of looking at you, like not sure what's going to go on. Okay. I had 9 payday loan debts out, and I don't know if you know what a payday loan debt is, but the interest rate on those is like 70%, and they give you 1 week to pay it off. So how I got to 9 was I took one out. I had to take out another one to pay off the other one, and it became a cycle. Okay. I was borrowing money from friends, from family. Creditors were calling my parents, my work. I used to lie to the front office lady. They must have the wrong number. She knew they didn't have the wrong number because they would call every single day for me. And I was pretending to be perfect because you see, and I don't mean this conceited, but the tall, thin, somewhat attractive girl, people have a real hard time believing that her life isn't absolutely perfect. And so I would go to work every day and my stomach would be in complete knots because I didn't know how I was going to pay my next bill. I did know that I was constantly bouncing checks. I knew that every time that phone rang, it was a creditor. And y'all, I was in an unhealthy marriage. Too unhealthy, but unhealthy. Okay? Completely just destructive. And I found myself at a point where I was like, I can't believe this is my life. Like, I can't believe this is my life. I am however old I was 8 years ago, so I guess that would make me 31. I'm 31 years old. I have no money. I hate my husband. I basically, and I drank a lot back then. Happy hour was my jam because what else can you do? You just drink it away until you feel happy, right? And so I knew what I needed to do. I'd always had a side hustle. The one thing throughout my whole life is I have always been a hustler. Like any self-proclaimed hustlers out there, like I have always had a strong work ethic. And so I would always wait tables or bartended. The night before I popped out Adriana, my oldest daughter, I closed down Chili's, the closing section, all by myself with my big old belly and overalls. And 2 weeks after I had her, I pranced my little happy butt right back to work. Like I've always been a hustler. And so I came to a point where like, I need a second job. Like this is not cutting it. And I used to do these summer camps in the summer as a teacher. I'd get paid, I don't know, $500 a week to babysit from 9 to 2. and by the time they took taxes out, it wasn't even worth it. And so I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to go back to bartending. I don't know if any of you have been a bartender or a server. I think everyone should have to do it at some point in their life because they will appreciate and respect human beings so much better out in the service industry. But I just didn't want it anymore, y'all. Didn't want to sling drinks in the same town that I taught kids in. Just didn't want it anymore. And I thought there's got to be a way that I can bring in a secondary stream of income to put gas in my car, put food on my table that doesn't have me serving up food and drinks to the same families that I teach during the day. Always loved the gym. Makes me weird. Totally get it. But I don't know if he follows y'all yet, but he will. His name is Fit and Funky Dad on Instagram. His name's David Katz on Facebook. If you've ever been to a Dallas event, he will be the first to greet you and take a selfie with. And he is literally the cutest and most annoying man on the planet. But Dave Katz is what got me into fitness. Okay, so I grew up in a family where my dad took me to the gym on Sundays for family gym day. He wore those little teeny tiny tank tops that like showed your like nipples, and with the big balloon pants, you know, and the Velcro sneakers. And my mom wore the leotards that were shiny with the thong that you wore over bike shorts that she wore to her Reebok class, you know, step class. And so I grew up in a family who was fit and healthy. And I was also a dancer. Not like Tanya, but like I danced. And so I grew up in a family where fitness was important. And so when I got pregnant at 22, I made a vow to myself that I was not going to be that mom. Maybe you're that mom, you know, the one who your kid's getting ready to go to college and you say, well, I just haven't lost my baby weight. And you're like, they're not a baby anymore. They're going to college. And so I was like, I'm not going to do that. And so I used to do Denise Austin in my living room on Lifetime. Y'all know Denise Austin? And so that was like my first foray into home fitness. And I loved going to the gym. So no matter how broke I was, I found a way to afford my gym membership. So I had a membership at 24 Hour Fitness because it was $24. Somebody invited me in on that, and I always found a way to pay that. And so I would watch those girls upstairs. That's where the group fitness room was. And I would look at them and I'd go, they're so cute and fit. They must make so much money. I could totally do what they're doing, and I could do it better. And so I was right about a couple things. I could totally do what they're doing, and I could probably do it better. What I was wrong about was that they don't make a lot of money. So, but thankfully I had that thought in my head, and I marched my little butt down to the manager section, and I asked him about how do I become an instructor? And he told me about a thing, and he's like, you ever heard of Turbo Kick? Anyone on here love Turbo Kick? Any Turbo Kick peeps? You're like, no, you didn't want to admit it. Okay. My male friend out there, Andrew, he doesn't want to admit he loves Turbo Kick. I was just making sure he was paying attention. So anyway, they're like, have you ever heard of Turbo Kick? I'm like, no. Have you ever heard of kickboxing? Nope. Well, it's a popular class here. If you get certified, we'll make you teach it. And so I took my tax return back when I didn't hate tax time, and I went and I got certified to teach Turbo Kick. And y'all, and you've probably heard me tell this story. I've told this part 1,000,001 times, but it's so important because she actually just celebrated 2 days ago her 10-year coaching anniversary. And I get so emotional every time I think about if she hadn't signed up, how different my life would be. And then I think about if I had not signed up, how different other people's lives might be. And I hope you get that way. When you think about if you didn't sign up, how different other people's lives would be. And so at that training, gosh, she was everything I wanted to be and more. She has this big, beautiful blonde hair. You should look her up after this. Her name is Jackie Woodfin. And she's like, got the sweetest Southern voice. And she just was so poised and beautiful. And, you know, she told me all the things about Beachbody, and I didn't really understand it. But she said she paid her family's mortgage through what she did with Beachbody. And she said she was in an infomercial. And I was like, I want to be in an infomercial. And she, you know, she just said all the right things. She'd just come back from Hawaii. That was their Success Club trip. And I had never traveled anywhere. And then and I think I said this on my national wake up call the other day, but she did. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, girl, I think you would crush it. Just like that, in that sweet little voice. And I melted. I was like, I have no idea what it means to be a coach. I am pretty sure it's possibly a scam. I'm certain I can't afford it. But man, I want to believe her. I don't know if you've ever felt that way, where just like deep down in your gut, you just felt like something was right. And that's why when a lot of new coaches say to me, what's the perfect script? What do I say? I'm like, oh, don't worry about any of that. Because you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. But more importantly, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And for whatever reason, I was the right person, and there wasn't nothing that she could say that was wrong for me. So before we go on, it's like when you're talking to your prospects, y'all, or when you're teaching your new coaches, it doesn't matter what they say. It matters how they say it, and it matters how they make people feel. And it matters more that they look them in the eyes and go, I think you would be amazing at this, than it does telling them anything about the compensation plan. So anyway, I went home that night and I was just like in awe by her. I still remember her. She's divorced now too and remarried. So back then her name was Jackie Bull, and her little business card had a bullseye on it. So cute, right? Like Bull Fitness, like right in the center. And I took out that card and I got right on the Beachbody website and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up. And I told my now ex-husband, I was like, oh man, I solved all our problems. I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. And he's like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. Like, she's so pretty and smart. And he said all the things that all husbands, no offense, men, say. You can't do that. You're not a salesperson. That's a pyramid scheme. But I didn't like him, so I didn't really care. So I signed up anyway. So I went into our little office room and I got on my little computer, and we didn't have challenge packs back then. And, you had to walk up barefoot in the hill in the snow to get it, Shakeology. But I was like, okay, I'm going to become a coach. So I paid $39.95. And then it said, do you want to add Shakeology? So I got on my little phone and I was like, hi, Jackie. I was like, what's a Shakeology? Do I really have to have it? And of course she was like, oh yes, absolutely. That is the number one way that we build our business, girl. And you absolutely, you have to have it. We had 2 flavors, y'all, chocolate and greenberry. And it wasn't even the reformulated greenberry. And so I knew I wasn't doing greenberry. So I was like, okay, chocolate. But I knew, how all of a sudden the thing that I thought was going to be so amazing, I was like, I don't have, 40 plus 90. I don't have $130 to spend. But she said, I have to do it. And she said, I'm going to be good at it. And I want to be in an infomercial. And boy, would I love to pay my family's mortgage. So I just did it. And I clicked send. And the minute I clicked send, I had buyer's remorse. I started panicking because I was really good at a game called just write checks. It don't matter if there's money in there or not. Maybe it'll land on a good day when they decide to cash it and there'll be money in there. And maybe it'll land on a bad day and I'll just call the bank and see if they'll reverse my, that fee. I don't remember what that's called anymore, but that fee with overdraft fee. And so I was like, oh man, I'm going to bounce a bunch of checks. And so I called her right back up and I'm like, I made a big mistake. I'm like, is it too late? Can I cancel? Will they give me my money back? Like all the things. And she was like, well, you can quit, girl, but you can't join up under anyone else. I'm like, that's not what this is about. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I didn't even understand that it was a network marketing company. I didn't even ever heard of a pyramid scheme. So like when my now ex-husband said, is that a pyramid scheme? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So no, it's not. Which another little fun fact for you. If anyone ever says that, challenge them. Say, actually, no, it's not. But could you please tell me what you think a pyramid scheme is? Because I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people have no idea. They heard somebody else say that, but they don't really know what that means. So anyway, I was like, will I get my money back? And she says, well, I don't know that you'll get it back today. And she says, but just know I'm not going anywhere. I said, okay. So I did. I canceled. And I did get my money back a couple days later, and I did bounce a bunch of checks. So you'll hear me say I put my bank account into the negative to start this business, and that was the best, worst financial decision I ever made, and I don't take it back. And when somebody says to me, I can't afford to be a coach, I tell them, you are actually the person who can't afford not to. When your life and your bank account is so completely in ruins that you can't afford $130, $160 fee to start this business, then you need it more than anybody else. You need it more than the person who has the disposable income and, is a trophy wife, and whatever that can just throw around money. You need it more than anyone else. And so, you never hear about anything, and that's the only thing you ever hear about. So for the next month, I had never heard of Beachbody before that. And then it was just like in my face everywhere. And so I knew, I was like, okay, on the 15th of the month, I'm going to sign back up. And I'm going to do it for real. And so that's what I did. On April 15th, 2010, I became a coach. Now you're probably thinking, oh, Danielle, you were so good. You just shot to success right away. And if you heard my national wake up call the other day, which if you didn't, I don't know why, because it's your job to listen to every single stinking national wake up call. Okay. Like every single one. It's literally like clocking in to your job and putting your little ticket in the stub clicker. And if you're young, you're like, what's that? And it's just like a way that old people used to clock into their jobs. So anyway, on that day, I signed up and I was like, okay, so I'm going to do this. And I became an Emerald because Emerald is a decision. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they are wrong. And if you're sitting on here and you're like, oh, I've been a coach for 4 months and I just can't find anyone, you could wake up Emerald tomorrow if you wanted to. Emerald is a decision. It is 2 people. It is your spouse and your sister. It is your neighbor and your best friend from college. It is 2 people on your dirt list, which are people that would legitimately buy dirt from you. Anyone can be Emerald. Emerald is a decision, period, end of story. And if you're sitting on this call right now and you are a coach, you better wake up tomorrow, Emerald. When we get off this call, you're going to pick out 2 people on your dirt list who owe you a solid favor. Like, how many of y'all have, when I was a teacher, I must have gone to every jeans party, Kendra Scott party. What's the thing with the circle dots on bags, like the 30-something bags? It's like, I don't want my name embroidered on a bag, but I used to go to those parties. Okay. So it's like somebody owes you a solid favor, 2 people. So by the time tomorrow hits, everyone on this call is Emerald or above. Cool. So I made Emerald because I that part I could do. Southern Living parties. There you go. So I was like, fine. So I was an Emerald coach, but here's what happened. I was not proof our products work because I had never heard of our programs. And that's where we are in such a beautiful space right now. There are so few people that have never done a Beachbody workout ever. And even if they've never done it, they've heard of us. You'd be hard pressed right now to walk out into the middle of Target and stop 10 people. They have either heard of Tony Horton, they have heard of Shaun T, or they have heard of Beachbody or one of our programs in some way, shape, or form. But at that time, I was like, I'm fit and fit people go to the gym. So I'm not doing something called Yoga Booty Ballet. Just not doing it. And if you're like, what is Yoga Booty Ballet? Y'all, it's on Beachbody on demand. And one night, y'all should just watch it. But I'm like, I'm not doing that. And the shake thing, I was like, fit people eat food, not drinking a shake. And I damn sure wasn't doing personal development because in my mind, I wasn't crazy. Only crazy people read self-help books. And even though I was pretending to be perfect when life was anything but, even though my life was completely miserable in my mind, I am a full-time mom. I have a full-time job. Now I'm trying to run this side hustle. You want me to read books about my feelings? I'm not doing it. So what I found myself was 8 months in, and this is how my paycheck cycle would go. 1 week I'd get $14. Woo, I cycled once. Next 2 weeks in a row I'd get $0. Oh, that sucks. Next week I get $54. I'm like, woo, I'm putting gas in my car. What? And then the next 3 weeks it would be $0. But here's what's interesting. 54 plus, 14 certainly doesn't equal the Shakeology plus the business service fee. So the whole reason I joined this was to help my butt get out of debt. And I was not even covering my cost. So I was at a point in this business where it was like, all right, this has been real fun, but I've got to make a decision. And so I went to a live event that changed the game for me. And this is why live events are so important. I have not missed a Super Saturday since that event. Not one. I don't care. Y'all, unless literally like somebody's getting married and it's your daughter, then you should be at a Super Saturday event. Y'all can miss a soccer game. Your kid won't remember that one soccer game that you didn't go to in 2018, but they will remember the legacy that you created because you built a business so big that it gave them everything and every opportunity that they ever wanted in life. So don't tell me you can't make it to a Super Saturday event. You should be at every single summit there is, no matter what. Figure out a way to get there. I had a coach have a garage sale in order to be able to afford to go. Because you know what? That is not giving up on your dreams. That is making sure that anything will happen. That means making it to every single call like this, unless you absolutely cannot. And if you can't, then you watch the recording and you plug it into your calendar. Events are what make our business thrive. So I went to that event, and that event was basically going to be either I'm going to walk away and I'm going to make this work, or I'm going to walk away and I'm going to quit. And what I know is if I'd quit, my life would look drastically different than it does today. And so at that event, I watched person after person traipse across that stage. And guess what the one common denominator was? Every single one of them was proof our products work. And so let me tell y'all right now. Being proof the products work does not mean having 6-pack abs. If y'all think it's easy for me to build this business because I'm super fit, you are wrong with a side of wrong. It is actually harder the fitter you are to be proof that our products work. And so if, my girl Sarah is on here and she was the ultimate health transformation winner last year, that kind of stuff is being proof our products work. The proof is in the pound loss. The proof is in the inches lost. The proof is in the confidence gain. And so I watched every single person walk across that stage and share a story to one of our products and programs. And so if you're dabbling in a program right now, you need to commit start to finish. Like Challenge du Jour is cute in between when you're getting ready to go to your next program, but you need to do something from start to finish because guess what? It's skill transfer. It also shows that you don't give up what you start and that you won't give up on the people who join you. And so if you want to blow this business out of the water, it starts with showing up every single day by pressing play. We are a health and fitness company first. And if you do not attack this business that way, if you try to attack it from the mindset that I got to watch another video and I need another graphic and oh my gosh, can you tell me about like this training? None of that matters if you don't press play every single day on one of our workouts. If you are not bleeding Beachbody blue, if you prick my veins right now, I bleed blue and nobody can deny that. And it started on that day because I watched people walk across that stage and share their story. And what I realized is I didn't have a story. All I was a fit girl trying to sell a product, and that didn't work. And so I thought, all right, I'm going to do my first workout program. And I looked at our super small catalog back then and I thought, all right, this guy claims it's the hardest workout ever put on DVD. We'll see about that. And so I picked up my first copy of Insanity. And if y'all know me, how weird would it have been if I had never picked up Insanity? Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, but Danielle, you're so successful because you're in those videos. No, I'm not. First of all, I was already successful by the time I got put in my first video, which is Asylum 2. Second of all, I want y'all to think of every single workout video you've ever done by Beachbody. How many of those coaches do you know? Because most of them are coaches. Being in a video ain't got diddly squat to do with success. So quit trying to think that your vision board goal is to be in a video. If it happens, great. But guess what? It ain't going to do nothing for your business at all. It's just a really cool opportunity. Okay. So I did my first program from start to finish, and that felt really good. That felt really good. Because again, that's skill transfer. You want to show up more for your kids and your husband or your wife? Do something every day when you said you're going to do it. You want to be more committed to your work, to your goals, to whatever it is. Finishing like 80-day obsession. You want to know why that was so life-changing for so many people? Sure, they got jaw-dropping results because committing and sticking to something for 80 days, now that's a freaking habit and a lifestyle for the rest of your life. So I was like, okay, I went from fit to fitter, and that was amazing. And I started drinking our shake. I don't think I've missed a day since. People are like, listen, I turned 40 this year, y'all, in October, and I'm telling you, I am aging in reverse. And I firmly believe that that is in large part not only due to our fitness and this lifestyle, but to Shakeology. I do not take I don't take a multivitamin. It is hands down, Shakeology is part of that for me. And then the missing piece, the piece that I thought was dumb, the piece that I thought was only for people who cut up Barbie heads and put them in shoe boxes underneath their bed. I was like, all right, I guess I'll do this whole book thing, personal development. And y'all, I have been a reader my whole life. I used to get in trouble for reading when I was a kid because it's legitimately all I would do. My dad would take me to the bookstore and he would be like, all right, I'll buy you these books, but you have to promise me you won't read them all tonight. I promise, Daddy. And then what would happen, I'd stay up all night with my light on underneath the thing. And the next morning I'd be like, I need more books. Like I was like Johnny 5. I don't know if you're old enough to know Short Circuit, but I needed more input. I loved books. I loved stories. I loved getting lost in them. In the summer when I was a teacher before I started Beachbody, I would read a book a day. I would literally get just so lost in a story. I have not read a story book, like a book with a story, in probably 7 years, and I don't miss it because it is so like invigorating to fill your brain with so much good knowledge. So that day I picked up my first personal development book, which was The Slight Edge, and I've not stopped since. And let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all think y'all read books. Y'all don't read books. What that means is I'll get on a call with a coach and I'll say, oh, what book are you reading? And they'll say, oh, I'm reading The Compound Effect. Well, yeah, when did you start it? Oh, like 2 months ago. That's not reading a book. That's you see it and you pick it up every once in a while because you know you're supposed to. Like if you're not finishing a book, if you're not like craving to get to the next chapter of the book, don't finish it. Y'all know that's okay, right? Y'all don't have to finish a book. Just because I like a book doesn't mean y'all have to like it. I'll give you an example. I don't think You Were a Badass is all that special. I don't see what all the fluff is about. Like, I'm like, it's okay. Oh, y'all, can y'all hold on a second? Hold on. Hello? Hi.
This is Danielle Natoni.
This
two-time, you know what I'm saying, two business center queen of Texas.
that I am the 2-time superstar queen of Texas. Yes, that is me.
Of course it is. Well, it's funny because I got a note from Doug saying, hey, we usually get to check off when you follow up with Superstar Diamond calls. And I said, that's funny because I think those calls fell off my call list from my assistant. So I had to check and say, hey, where'd they go? And it turned out there was a little mistake. So my apologies for not getting to you before this. But that doesn't mean I haven't been thinking about just how friggin' awesome you are and just how amazing your success is. And you just blow me away.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah. You know what? I figured you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on. And
It's never that. I mean, I am. And there's always a lot of calls, but no, I like to, reach out. And I used to be able to call people at 5-star and 10-star. But certainly anybody who's exhibiting the kind of leadership that you are, I should be calling you on a daily basis, and you'd be like, hey, can you stop calling me?
I don't know about that, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. That really means a lot to me.
Good. And so, you're getting into rare air now where, and you've got what appears like some incredible momentum going. Do you have designs on the next step? Are you going to build out these 2? Are you going to build a third? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So goal number 1 is to stay in the top 10 because I want to repeat. So we're number 7 right now. So we want to stay there. And then next goal is triple superstar by end of the year. So it's already on my whiteboard. I already told Doug, Melissa, and I McAllister are pushing for it together. So it'll start 4-star qualification this Thursday. So I'm going to see how fast I can do it. And not just because of fast, just because I know I can. We've got momentum. And so why slow down the momentum when it's rolling so fast? I'd rather keep it moving and keep it trucking.
Well, I'll tell you, just looking at the second half of the year, obviously the test groups for Mesdamas and Lift 4, I think, are going to bring a lot of people in. Lift 4 in particular is that all the signals that I'm getting are, it's kind of the same as it was back in T25 and 21 Day Fix. Like, why didn't we think of this 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So that's just super exciting. But I also know what the second half of the year looks like going into December, and this momentum should continue. Like right now, if I'm looking at the calendar, this momentum continues till next April. Like, the lineup is really solid. So just keep doing good work. Now, do you have is there a certain crop of leaders that you're starting to see emerge? Is there some sort of different profile that you're seeing or something that's giving you this traction?
I am blessed. I have such strong leaders on my team. I mean, there are 7 of us in the top 50. I mean, I just am like surrounded by awesomeness. But honestly, the people that are coming in are just getting such great results with our programs that they're not scared to reach out to people. And I think honestly, 80-Day Obsession did so much because committing to something for 80 days, it's kind of like back with P90X, right? When you commit to something at 80 days, that's skill transfer. And so I think that dedication and commitment, the people who are coming in, they got great results, but now they're just so dedicated that they can they transfer that skill over into their business. And so I feel like, that's honestly is the wave of people are getting results. I just had a new coach call right before you called me, and, she's already down 9 pounds, only 3 weeks into 80-day obsession. And so that just breeds confidence. Results breed confidence. Confidence gives them the ability to talk to more people. Ability to talk to more people means they're not afraid to invite. Next thing you know, they're rank advancing, and it's contagious. Rank advancing is contagious. And so when one person does it, the next person wants to do it. And so we have an epidemic right now. And I'm not passing out the vaccine for it. So honestly, I think that that's the thing. It's contagious. And when other people see that other people can do it, it's one thing for people to watch me and be like, oh, well, she's successful or she's been doing this for a while. But when you see a new, coach come in and, become emerald right away and, lose weight right away, then you start thinking as a new person, well, I can do that too. And if you see somebody, go diamond or go 5-star and you see all these other people doing it, it just becomes a thing where everyone's like, well, if all those people can do it, why not me?
Right. No, that's awesome. Now, I haven't heard you mention 2B mindset in that. How do you think that's going to contribute to what you're doing?
What's interesting? I actually love it. And what is great about 2B mindset, first of all, I'm obsessed with her, I think she's absolutely amazing. But 2, I originally didn't think that this would serve, obviously it serves the population of emotional eaters and, people who can't lose weight or maybe don't want to work out. But honestly, what I'm finding is it serves all communities, especially people who are super into fitness or who got a lot of results and are afraid of what happens. I've had so many calls of people who were afraid what happens if they just do plate it and stop putting things in containers or stop counting their macros, or so many people who were afraid of well, wait, what do you mean if I and I think Lift 4 will be the same for that. People are freaking out about having extra rest days, right? So I think 2B mindset has been great. And actually most people that I've had good traction with it, and so has my team, but most people are getting it in conjunction with BOD because they realize that they do want to work out. I haven't found many people that are like, no, I don't want to work out. It's just that they like having this option. But so I think it's great because it gives us 2 ways to look at things. And then for me and my team, I did the national wake up call on this too, but now I'm just also teaching everything as an add-on. So it's here's all the ways you can make this as a lifestyle. So you can start with the 2B mindset, but let's get you on Beachbody on demand, because once you start losing weight, you're going to want to work out. And you want a healthy snack? Well, we also have these beach bars for you. And you need a little bit more energy? Well, we also have this Energize. We just have there are so many tools in our toolbox that there literally isn't anybody that we can't serve in some way.
Yeah. And in terms of the building, I didn't mean to make this a whole interview.
You're fine.
But Shakeology in that story, how is that? I know you are a believer in the family with Daily Sunshine and all that kind of stuff. How, what is your feeling of that? What's your sense of the way people are talking about it? Is it getting drowned out, or is it still the core of it? What's your take on
Shakeology is still hands down the core of it, not drowned out in any way, shape, or form. And matter of fact, I think it's highlighted more. I think it's spotlighted more because there's not a single program where it's not mentioned. It's in our trackers. It's in the My Challenge Tracker app. It's now in the new nutrition app. It's in the My Tracker book for 2B mindset. Every trainer talks about it. And so it actually, I think it's more of a FOMO for the people who don't get it, because it literally is everywhere. And it's still at the forefront of everything I say. I'm and I say that I attribute 100% all my results and my overall health and happiness, insert your nutrition disclaimer, but to Shakeology. I mean, I don't know that I could tell you the last time I missed a day, and I share that with everyone. And so I would say that it's not being drowned out. I would actually say that literally the spotlight is right on it, because everything that we do points right back to it.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. Good. Well, that's all helpful stuff. Anything that you wish we changed?
No, but I mean, my only ask is I would love a vegan performance line. I think it's a high level need because performance line is so built into everything that we're doing. But there is a large part of the population, even if they aren't vegan, myself included, who just weigh, no matter how high the grade is, doesn't sit well with their digestive system.
Sure.
I actually will break out in a rash. And so I just feel like, performance line is so like beautiful and so well integrated into everything we do, even now, especially like with Lift 4 and as we move forward. So that would be my only like ask. But otherwise, you're not just to like toot your horn, but you are just a great visionary. I think all the things that we need, all the areas of opportunity for us, but that's like would be a want for me, would be because that's a population of the community we're not serving right now, because they can get Shakeology, but they can do the programs, but they're missing that recover piece. And I don't offer them an outside option because I don't want to, but I know that there are other, coaches out there who do offer a product that we don't sell, and I only want them buying from my store.
Right. Yeah. The science around vegan recovery is not great. So having it live up to the standard has been a challenge, but it's definitely something we hear people about and we're looking at and working on. But, I never like to just fill a spot.
Of course.
Frankly, the Beach Bar, I think was that. I mean, the noise, the request was pretty loud for that, and we've got something which is good. It fills the spot, but it's not really special, except it just sort of has a good macro profile. So it fills that gap. But from a performance perspective, I really wanted to live up to what the whey version does. But anyway, I'm in the weeds. So we're looking at it, and so that's definitely something that's through the windshield. We just got to try to make it good.
Yeah, for sure. And, Beach Bars, hey, listen, I'll tell you what, I got to tell Bianca to not eat more than one a day. I actually found some hidden in her underwear drawer. But I'm like, listen, I'd rather have her hiding Beach Bars in her underwear drawer than anything else. So that was but yeah, I totally get quality is important. And that's obviously what is so great about Shakeology. So totally makes sense. But otherwise, I mean, you always stay on the pulse of what's, the trends and what our database needs. So I wouldn't change anything other than to keep doing what you're doing. I feel like the energy is amazing right now, the entire network. It's fun to see everybody just being so positive, and it's just been really uplifting. So
cool. Well, you're doing great work, and a lot of that energy is coming from you. You're burning like the sun. So consider yourself thanked.
Well, I appreciate it. I truly bleed blue, not only for the network, but for Beachbody Live and just everything that we do. So thank you.
Cool. All right. We'll give my best to Darren.
I will.
And I'll talk to you in a few weeks.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate the call.
All right, Danielle. Take care.
Bye-bye. Hey y'all, sorry about that. Are you mad? Are you like, oh my God, that was the worst thing ever? So, okay. Funny story about that. I was like, he didn't call me. I hit Superstar 2 like on April 26th. And so anyway, that makes me feel better. I was like, I'm not appreciated. Okay. So, my train of thought is completely lost. So anyway, I think I was talking about personal development maybe, right? Okay, yeah. So anyway, personal development, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Okay, cool. So anyway, that was the pivotal moment where I was like, all right. I think I was schooling you on, you got to read. It shouldn't take you 2 months to read a book. That's what I wanted to say about that. I am actually always in 3 books at one time. I always have one on my digital device. That way, because I don't always like carry a book with me in my purse. Then I'm always in a actual book, things that like bookstores have. Also, if you've not gotten this one was meant, it's A Tribe Called Bliss by Lori Harder. It's incredible. And it was meant to read with tribes. So it's perfect for what we do. It was meant to read like in groups, A Tribe Called Bliss. And it's specifically, about like the importance of female friendships. And while we do have men on this call, we are a very female centric business. So I highly recommend it. And then I'm always in one on Audible. And so right now I'm in one that's not like really business related at all. It's called Kind is the New Classy by Candace Cameron Bure, because I think she's awesome. She's DJ Tanner, y'all. And I just really love what she stands for. And so that's the one I'm listening to on Audible. So I'm always in 3 books at a time, because I love it. Like, I know that I get better the more information that I hear. But anyway, I'm going to speed this up because I don't want to take your entire night. But so, okay, at that event, I had the pivotal moment, like, okay, I've got to be proof the products work. I got to do the vital behaviors, right? And so in that moment, I'm like, okay, why not me? Why can't I be a diamond coach who pays for her family's mortgage? And so I want you to think about that for a second and think, why not you? And what is that? Is that, why can't you be a 5-star diamond elite coach by the end of this year? I just told Carl that I wanted to be a triple superstar by the end of the year. Do I know if that's possible? I have no idea, but I know it's not possible if I don't try. So right there on that whiteboard up on my wall, it says hit superstar diamond 3 by the end of the year. And you know what? That's where it starts. And so I want you to think about that. Like, why not you? Why can't you be a 2-star diamond coach? Why can't you be a 5-star diamond coach? Why can't you be an elite coach? Why can't you fire your boss? Why can't you bring your spouse home? Why can't you pay for your kids' dance lessons, all in cash? Why can't y'all take a vacation to Disney World? Whatever that is, think about what that is and then make that happen. So I decided, okay, I'm going to be a diamond coach. And I started a little fit club, and that's how it started, the Fit and Funky Fit Club. And I found a free space, and I used to have people come, and I used to bring my little projector, because we didn't have Beachbody on demand, and we would do workouts. And that's how I started. And I would just try things. Some things worked, that worked. Some things didn't work, like putting ads in my local town newspaper. Didn't work. But you know what, y'all? This business is a constant experiment of what will work and what won't work. And I'm still doing that to this day. What are some things that will work? What are some things that won't work? And so if you're constantly just doing what's comfortable in this business, you won't grow. And so that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to be a diamond coach in 2 weeks. And I made that happen. So January, I joined April 15th, 2010. I hit Success Club for the first time in January of 2011, and I've never missed it since. There is only one common denominator between every successful coach, and that's Success Club. And it doesn't have anything to do with the cute hat that Christine has on, or the bobbleheads that are behind my computer screen, or all the fun swag that you see behind me. And it has everything to do with the bare minimum. You need to bring in 3 new people to your business every month. And if you can't do that, how can you expect anyone else underneath you to do it either? And so Success Club is hands down the absolute key to this business. If you are not hitting Success Club, you're not doing the bare minimum. If you want an average life, you will give average effort. And not hitting Success Club is below average effort. So if you're like, oh my gosh, she's talking to me, she's so mean, I hate her. Guess what? It's a brand new month. Hit Success Club this month. 3 people, y'all. 3 people. It doesn't matter if they're a customer or a coach. It doesn't matter if they buy Shakeology or Performance Line. It doesn't even matter if they buy 3 bars. We have so many ways for y'all to hit Success Club now. Y'all, it used to be that you had to get at least 1 coach in order to hit Success Club. Like, y'all's life is so much easier now. And that's not me being like an old grandmama coach who's like, y'all have it so easy now, but you kind of do. You have so many ways, so many new launches, so many different products that are coming out for you to hit Success Club, for y'all to help 3 people. Every tool they give us, even if you don't like it, is a tool in your toolbox. Because you know what? My mother will probably never do Beachbody on demand. You know how I know she won't? Because this is what she says to me. Danielle, I watched your tapes today. Okay. First of all, they're not on tape. Second of all, watching Max 30 doesn't exactly get you results. But you know what mom can do? She could do this. She could do plate it. She could track her poop every day in this little thing, right? She can listen to Alana's videos. She can do water first and veggies most. She could do dinner and done. It's a tool in my toolbox. Maybe, my husband was like, yeah, I'm not doing 80-day obsession with you. I don't care if Rob Pearson's doing it. And Chelsea Pearson's husband, he's like, I'm not doing it. But you know what he will do with me? lift 4. Everything that we have is just another tool in our toolbox. So y'all can hit Success Club. So January 2011 was the first month I ever hit Success Club, and I've not missed it since. January of 2012 was my first month as a full-time Beachbody coach. So in that 1 year of hitting Success Club consistently, I was able to match my salary, teacher salary, but still match my salary. And y'all are like, oh, well, it must have been easy for you to leave. Y'all, remember said ex-husband? He also didn't work. I was the only income in our home. But I knew if I could match my salary doing this part-time, imagine what could happen if I did this full-time. And so I don't tell you that to tell you to quit your job. What I tell you is that moment that I decided, that moment I drew a line in the sand, that moment that I looked up on that stage and said, why not me? That moment, a switch flipped, and I worked like I have never worked before. And I still work hard now, but here's what I also believe. There are seasons of hustle and flow, and I was in a season of major hustle. All I did was eat, breathe, sleep, Beachbody, because I knew if I wanted to be one of those people, if I wanted someone to one day look at me and say, why not me? Then the only way that I could do that was to work my ass off. I'm no more special or talented, but the only thing that I know for sure that I am is a hard worker. And so if you're sitting in a place where you're not sure, like you're not getting the results that you want, I want you to take a long, hard look. And are you truly working as hard as you possibly could? Because what I know is, well, our sleep is number one in this household. Like Darren is the sleep Nazi. I don't know if y'all follow my husband, but he is the sleep Nazi. But back then I got maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. Why? Because I was in a season of hustle. And I had to wake up at 4 a.m. every day to get in my workout before I taught school and to schedule all my posts. And I quit eating lunch in the teacher's lounge. And I gave up every bit of friends, because guess what? Anyway, those weren't my people. Those people who went to happy hour every day and were so negative and didn't understand this thing that I was doing, they weren't my people anyway. You will lose friends along the way. It's okay. You'll find better ones. Some of those friends will change and come around. So it's like I was in a season of hustle. And so if you right now are like, well, other people are having results, or other people, so-and-so is doing this, you can have whatever you want. You just got to take a long, hard look in your life. And, but you may not want it bad enough. And I need you to know that that's okay too. Like, you don't have to want to be a superstar diamond 2. You don't have to want to create a huge business. And if you don't want that, then that's okay, but be okay with knowing that. Don't call your upline and say, this is going to be the year I'm a 5-star diamond elite, and then you're not doing anything for it. So be okay with what your goals are, and only you know that. But what I knew was like, all right, I'm going to hit Success Club from here on out, and I'm never going to miss it. And if you think I don't still panic every month, you're wrong. Literally on June 1st, this month, I saw that 0. It's like, okay. And I tell Darren every month, I'm like, this is it. This is the month we're not doing it. We're not hitting Success Club this month. Y'all, I was on my honeymoon in Bora Bora with him, panicked because we got married on March. We got married on March 13th, 2015. And it was March 14th in Bora Bora, and I only had 2 Success Club points, and I was freaking the F out. I was like literally on my honeymoon with him, like in this amazing place. And I'm like, oh my God, I was like, I need to sell like 8 more challenge packs. Like, I'm like freaking out. But guess what? There's never been a month that I have missed it, because I know, here's the thing. Sometimes I'll wake up like with just points. I'm like, who are those from? It's people I talked to months ago, ages ago. Every time you freak out that someone told you no, y'all, they just meant not right now. They just didn't want to do it on your time schedule, but they are watching and they're listening, and they will come around. So those people are just, no, not right now. I don't want to do it because you want to hit it this month. So that's why this business is truly a numbers game. Yes, we are in the people's business. I'm not taking that away, but it really is a numbers game. I get told no more because I talk to more people, but in the same side of that, I also get told yes more. So I average, I don't know, anywhere between 50 to 100 Success Club points a month. And that's only because I'm talking to, I don't even know how many people, you guys. And of that, a good portion of that is still telling me no, or really what they're saying is, not right now. I'll come back to you when I'm ready. And so if you want to ensure you hit Success Club, it starts by talking. When they tell you talk to 3 people a day, not enough. They tell you to talk to 5 people a day, not enough. 10, bare minimum. 10 gets you 30 conversations a month. That's more likely to get you Success Club 5. 5 days not going to do it, right? Think about it this way. If you only brought in 1 new coach a month, that gets you 12 coaches in a year. Of those 12 coaches, maybe 1 of those will go diamond. 2 if you're lucky. Think about that. So you've got to be bringing in at least 3 new coaches a month. And right now, some of you, I see it in your face. That or you're over this call. But some of it I see in your face. You're like, I can't sign 3 coaches a month. She's talking to somebody else. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. I've seen people who are less awesome, less charismatic, with less, like, come on, y'all all know. Y'all follow someone who you're like, really? They're that rank? Come on, you can say it. You don't have to tell me, but like you can think it in your head. I do. I see people all the time. I'm like, that person? Really? So if they can do it, why can't you? Okay. So, the story about the 9 sandwiches. I'll tell you that at the end. So anyway, so 2012, I decided I was going to do this full time. Was that scary? Absolutely. My dad, who now walks around with a foam finger saying my daughter's number 1. And if you think I'm joking, ask Christine later after this call, y'all. He is a lot. His handle on Instagram is Fit and Funky Dad. My mom's handle on Instagram is Fit and Funky Mom. He puts my business cards up all around town. I will get random calls from people. I'm like, how did you hear about me? Oh, your dad left a flyer at the grocery store. Dad, I don't need that, but thank you. So he didn't speak to me for 2 weeks after I resigned from my teaching job. How could I give up a job with a pension plan? And what am I supposed to call you now? Like, what are you even? But you know what? I knew in my heart that I wanted to do this and I wanted to do it full time and that I was going to make this business work and work big. If you don't really believe that right now, if you're only a hobby coach, that might just because your belief isn't big enough. So I need you to really think, like, y'all, I put it everywhere. My phone's blowing up. Hold up. Oh, let me get all these messages away so you can see. But literally, I put my goals everywhere. Okay, my goals are everywhere. They're on my phone. They're on my computer screen. They're on my iPad. Like I write them everywhere. Like when I'm in yoga or I'm doing my workouts and we're cooling down, I repeat over and over to myself what my goals are. So obviously my goals are a lot different now than they were then. But now, like when I was going for Superstar Diamond 2, I said that in my head with my eyes closed constantly. We are a Superstar Diamond 2 team. We are a Superstar Diamond. Like sounds hokey. Guess what? I don't care. What you believe is what you achieve. And so for sure, like if you don't think that you can sign 3 coaches, you won't. If you don't think that you can do this full time, you never will. Your belief has to be so big that there is nothing, no obstacle that can stand in your way. So I did this full time. And guess what? In 2012 was the first month that I became a full-time Beachbody coach, and I ended 2012 as the number 5 coach in the network. Proof again that I was right, that if I worked hard enough that I could make this thing work. Now, we've had a lot of, growth since then. We have an amazing team. I'm just so blessed. But guess what? I'm not slowing down. Like I didn't get to Superstar Diamond 2 and think, all right, well, that's it. I'm just going to kind of sit here and chillax. You want to know why? Because I'm legit obsessed with this business. Like, how can you not be obsessed with what we do? I get to be sweaty all day. I get to play on Instagram. I get to meet women and men that I would never have met before. I get to watch people lose. I just got off 2 calls right before you. She has lost 93 pounds so far. Actually, Sarah, where are you? I sent you a message and I connected you to her because I was like, you need to talk to my girl, Sarah, because you need to win the Beachbody Challenge. Like, right? Who doesn't cry? If you've been to Summit, I bawl at every single video. Like, I mean like ugly tears because I'm like, this is what we do, like obsessed with this business. And even that, when I think about every person that walks across that stage for rank advancement, I get teary-eyed for them too. Not because who cares that they have the trophy on the wall, because that means their family's life is for sure different. Thanks to this business, I had the courage and the strength and the finances to walk away from an unhealthy marriage. And I now know that my daughters are stronger for that. When a mother tells me that they stay for their kids, I tell them, well, you know what? I left for mine, because I wanted to be able to look Adriana in the eyes and say, if a boy doesn't treat you the way Darren treats me, you dump him. And I couldn't say that before because her father and I did not have a healthy relationship. So for me, this business creates a legacy beyond money. This business creates a legacy beyond weight loss. This business literally saves people's lives. And so when you wake up one day and you're like, I just don't know if I should message that person, who are you to play God? Why do you get to decide who this business is for or who it's for not? What if Jackie had looked at me that day, and she'll tell you, when she tells the story of meeting me, she says that I walked into her gym with my long legs and my skinny little arms, and she thought, not her. You don't walk into my gym looking like that. That's what she thought. And so what if she let that stop her from telling me about Beachbody? Maybe I wouldn't be in front of you today. Maybe I wouldn't have my amazing husband downstairs. Maybe I would still be in debt. Maybe I would be slinging drinks while teaching school, not knowing how I was going to, pay off my next bill. And so I need you to realize that you are the only thing holding you back from being successful. When someone says to me, Danielle, well, you're just successful because you have abs. No, I'm successful in spite of them. You don't need to be, you know that, right? You are absolutely perfectly designed just the way you are to be a coach, and a successful one. And if you don't believe that, look at Coach Tulin, right? Perfectly designed just the way she is to be successful. Well, Danielle, you're really good friends with Shaun T, so I'm not friends with the super trainer. So what? Who cares? You want to know when I became friends with him? After I stood in line like everybody else to get a picture with him. And then when I showed him my results from getting fit to fitter, and then when I got asked to be in an infomercial, and on the set of that infomercial, we connected. But I was already, I think, a one-star diamond at that point. It's not why I'm successful. Matter of fact, I've had to fight very many battles because of that said friendship. So no, not why I'm successful. And I already talked about the video piece. And no, wait, this is my favorite one. Danielle, you have such a huge social media following. You want to know what I started with? A Facebook profile, barely. I had just moved from Florida, was trying to keep up with my family. Upset MySpace was gone. Y'all, do y'all remember making your slideshows on Shutterfly? Oh my gosh, I made the best slideshows. And some of you are like, what's a MySpace? Anyway, I don't even think Instagram existed. And if it did, it had just came out. And I had a Sprint phone back then. I didn't even have an iPhone. And so I didn't have Instagram. And so you don't have to have a huge social media following. So I grew my followers just the same way you and all your coaches will, one post at a time. And you know what? Every day on Facebook, on this day, I am reminded just how far my social media has come. I was like, oh, I really posted that. That's quite terrible. And so, it doesn't matter the quality or the quantity of followers you have. It matters the quality of followers that you have. You could have, okay, I'll give you an example. One of my coaches, she started in the middle of January. She is one-star qualifying. She hits Success Club 30, Success Club 20. She's incredible. You want to know how many followers she has? Less than 1,000. And all her business comes from Instagram. Why? Because it's not the number of people who follow you. It is the quality of them. How you can have 200,000 followers and 90% of them not give a shit about anything you say. What good does that do you? But you could have 400 followers and 395 of them absolutely worship the ground you walk on and cannot wait for your next post. So don't tell me that your social media following isn't big enough for you to blow this thing out of the water, because you can grow that. Post by post. The more real you are, the more authentic you are. You don't have to have on a full set of lashes. You don't have to shimmy into the screen. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. I show up ugly. I show up with my hair sticking out in all directions, and I don't care. Because you want to know why? Because that's real life. And that's okay. And yes, some days I put on a little lipstick and throw on some lashes, and that's okay too. But the moral of the story is this. You don't need fancy trainings. Do y'all know that I still don't have like a university, I don't have like a coach university. I don't do sneak peeks. If you do them, good for you. A lot of people on my team do them because I'm like, what the hell am I giving you a sneak peek into? I put my whole damn life on social media. You want a sneak peek? Watch my Instagram stories. I don't have the fanciest graphics. I actually hate Canva. And I don't know if y'all know this. I don't even have an assistant. That's right. 7-figure business here. I create every insanity workout. I'm a master trainer. I do all the things. I even do my own laundry. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that this business is possible no matter what. You're just telling yourself that it's not. So if you want to be a whatever it is, then you can do that and you can work for it. But it starts with you believing that you can. That when you get off the phone, you draw a line in the sand, you write down on your whiteboard or on your phone or on your refrigerator what it is that you're going to be and when you're going to be it by. And every night when you go to sleep, you close your eyes and you say it. And every morning when you look at yourself dead in the mirror, you say it. And then you go out and you take the action to make that happen. This business is as simple as I wake up, I press play, I drink my shake, I read or listen to personal development, and I talk to people both in person and online, and I repeat. And everything else is just extra. There is no fancy graphic that will save your business. You can watch YouTube videos until the cows come home, but if you're going to watch something on YouTube, y'all better watch Cobra Kai, because if y'all loved Karate Kid, let me just tell you that I watched that whole series in 2 days. And the only reason I didn't watch it in one is because I had to force myself to go to bed. And you feel like, what is she talking about? Google it after this call. But you guys seriously can make this business happen. You've got to be authentic. You've got to be real. Don't try to be like any other coaches. Do you know that I don't follow most coaches? I've got no idea what Lindsay Matway's doing. I have no clue what, I don't want to know why, because it doesn't matter what they're doing. It matters what I'm doing. And if you can follow other coaches and be motivated and inspired, but without comparing and condemning yourself, then by all means follow them. But if you're going to watch other people and be destructive to yourself because they're doing things that you're not, or you think you're doing things the wrong way, y'all know there's no right or wrong way to build this business, right? Every time any one of us shares, it's simply us sharing what works for us and that potentially could work for you, but it doesn't mean you have to do it that way. That's why you're an independent Team Beachbody coach, because you have the independence to do whatever it is that you want, to run this business however you best feel is fit. So you're going to get off this call. You're going to write out that big, hairy, scary goal, whatever it is. You're going to tell it to somebody else. You're going to put it on your phone. You're going to make it your screensaver on your computer. You're going to put a Post-it note on your refrigerator. You're going to tell your kids what your goal is, because that's another piece, mamas. Why are you keeping them in the dark? Oh, my kids hate me. Well, guess what? Because you're not telling them what's going on. I was letting y'all know we're going for a big goal, and that means that I might have to take some extra calls right now. But guess what? Every week, Mom, are we close? Did we hit it yet? I don't even have to tell them. They wear swag everywhere they go because they're just like Beachbody kids. You know, it's like being an Army brat. They're a Beachbody brat. So tell your kids what your goal is. Hey, guess what? If Mommy becomes a diamond coach by XYZ date, I'll take y'all to go get ice cream. What? They'd be stoked. They get ice cream because you got to something they don't even know what it means. Keep your family informed, and they'll be excited for you. So your homework after this call is to draw that line in the sand, to write down your goal and when you're going to make it happen, to put it everywhere visible that you can, to speak it into existence to whoever you can, and then to freaking go for it. To stop being scared to show up. To stop being scared to be exactly who you are. Because what I know is this, when people are like, oh, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. Y'all, when I say that I'm no more special or talented, I'm not just saying that to make y'all feel good. I really don't think I am. I don't do anything any differently than anyone else. And there are people out there with better systems than me, better graphics than me. But the one thing that I know that I am untouchable in is the fact that I show up every single day, no matter what. For 8 years, I have shown up every day, no matter what. no matter what. And so if you want this business to work, you will show up every single day too. It doesn't matter what Lindsay posts. It doesn't matter what Joy posts. It doesn't matter what Vicki posts. It matters what you post. It doesn't matter if someone's doing a sneak peek and you're doing 80-day obsession and so got these results. It matters what you do. It doesn't matter whose script is this and whose script is that. But what I know is you've got some incredible opportunities. You've got this. You've got Lift 4 coming out. You've got 80-day obsession. You've got Mes de Mas, if that's your like jam. And at the end of the day, you just have literally everything in our toolbox. Everything. And you know what? The final thing I'll say, and then I'll shut up, is this. If you are not sharing what your deepest, darkest little gremlins are, you're missing the boat. I had a coach call with a coach the other day, and she's like, I feel like I'm like hitting a wall. Like nobody's like, I just don't feel like I don't have anything interesting about me. I'm like, okay, tell me about you. First, she's a woman on woman married couple. I'm like, what? I was like, why are you not like literally niching down and like reaching out to like lesbian couples, like, and starting like a lesbian couple workout group? And then she's like, oh, I forgot to tell you also too, I'm recovering, bulimic, like many years, like I've gone through a lot of therapy. I'm like, what? I'm like, don't take this offensively. You're sitting on a gold mine. You're a lesbian wife and a former bulimic. Like, are you nuts? I would kill for those kind of issues. And I don't say that lightly. I say that to say, you think that your flaws make you less than when they make you everything someone is looking for. It wasn't until I started sharing about being divorced. It wasn't until I started sharing about being in an unhealthy relationship. It wasn't until I started sharing about being so broken and in debt. It wasn't until I started sharing about Bianca having Tourette. It wasn't until I started sharing these small little things that I thought if I shared them made me less than perfect, when I realized what they did was made me imperfectly perfect. And so now who do I attract? I attract a lot of single working moms. I attract a lot of special needs moms. Why? Because they can connect with me. So if you're battling depression or you battle depression, good. Those are your people. If you're a recovering alcoholic, guess what? Those are your people who are battling addiction. And if you're like, oh my God, if you're like my husband who like life is like rosy and you're like, what has ever been wrong? There's something that you have dealt with, some struggle you have. Like his is like literally like perfection, like actually like freezes him, right? Like there is something that makes you imperfectly perfect. And when you share those, that's what will bring people to you. Max 30 is cool. 80-day obsession's awesome. But the reason people want to work with me is because they feel connected to me as a human. And that's why they will want to work with you. If I go to your Instagram right now and all I see are your workout videos and food pictures, bye, Felicia, you're not interesting. It's why if you go to my Instagram feed right now, you very rarely see me directly say anything about Beachbody. You get that in my stories. The first thing I do every morning is I shake my Energize and I put up my gym board message. Then you get my 3 little workout video clips in my thing. Then you see me make my shake. Then you see the cat drink water. Nothing to do with Beachbody, but it's there. But on my main feed, you see who I am as a mother, as a wife, as, someone who loves chocolate. Like you see the things that make me me. And if all you ever post about is workout and all you ever post about is nutrition, and you're too scared to shine the light on the things inside that are your dark spots, you're missing a huge opportunity. So I know this was like the longest call on the planet and I really didn't teach you anything, but what I will say is this: you are more than capable of knocking this business out of the park. And I would love nothing more than you to bulldoze me. I would love nothing more for you to like get some huge rank advancement and you go, you know what? Danielle told me to draw a line in the sand and to write my goals everywhere and to put a stamp on it and to be imperfectly perfect and just be me. And they did that. And look at me now. So I don't even know what time it is. Oh my gosh. We've been on here for like an hour and 10 minutes. I will take 3 questions if you want it. And then we'll peace out. But that's all I have to say, Christine.
No, I just want to say, I feel like I was at the royal wedding and heard that preacher speak. Does anyone else? That was awesome. I know she went over. So if you have questions really quick, do them or ask them. And if not, because it's just so freaking cool. The best way to share. Okay. Do you see that? The best way to share to a niche market.
Yeah, so you just start talking to that market, and what will eventually happen is you're going to lose some followers. Cool. They're not your people. And you're going to start attracting more. So here's the thing. You basically want to be the expert in whatever it is that you're expert in. So I get a ton of people who come to me daily about shoes. What's the right shoes to wear for whatever workout, even if they're not doing Beachbody workouts, right? So and I get a lot of people who ask about Tourette syndrome, or what do I do for kids, or what about being a blended family? And so, but what I've lost was a lot of the people who, I don't have a ton of men on my following anymore, and that's okay. So what I would say is that you want to speak to who you want to speak to, and don't worry about the people that don't want to listen, because you will bring in more people who do. But you don't need to change your account name. You don't need to only look for those types of people. If you're speaking that language, they'll show up, but you got to start purposely breadcrumbing it in. So every time that I think about posting, I think about speaking to a single working mom. That's literally what I think of every single time that I have a conversation. So think about, who are you talking to every time you make a post? Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Do you still have a lot of call to actions? Your feed isn't about Beachbody. Yeah, always. So let's just pull it up. So today I did an about me, post, and I do those every so often, and so I say, fill me in on your deets so we can be social media besties. That's a call in action, right? I'm telling them to fill me in. Let's see. This one is just like me I did that one yesterday. This is about lift 4, but I don't say anything about lift 4 other than the hashtag. I say weights won't make you bulky. Matter of fact, a lack of lifting weights, blah, blah, blah. Don't be afraid to lift. This one doesn't have a call to action because it doesn't need it, but I'm breadcrumbing about our programs without putting Joel's picture up, because that doesn't do any good. Let's find a specific call to action one for you guys. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this one is like me with the bands, blah, 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 say a bunch of stuff. And then it's never too late to join me. Simply head to the link in my bio and we can chat about the best way to get you #obsessed with your results. So yes, I still put in calls to action, but not every post, not every single post has to have a call to action, right? And I think which one should and which one shouldn't. I don't think there's a formula for that. If you're not using Linktree, you should be. Hopefully you all know about that by now. If you don't, it's linktr.ee. And it's free, and that way you can have multiple things that they can reach out to you on. And after the initial interest, how do you not scare people away once you share the program costs? I never scare people away. Hold on, I'm gonna send Christine something after this call. You can use it and tweak it on your own. I have a generic challenge group script that I've just tweaked over message after message, and a generic coaching one. I have handled every objection in there. Let me just read it out loud to you, parts of it, and then I'll send it to her so you can understand. By the time we get to the program, to the cost, it's not even an issue, because they're like, whoa, it's only $160 or, whatever. So let me see. Let me pull it up. So, thanks so much for reaching out to me. It's time to stop the madness of self-doubt and start to fall back in love with your body again. I want you to look in the mirror and feel happiness and self-love and never ever doubt yourself again. I'm looking forward to working with you and helping you do that. Here are the basics. 1, we will post daily in the My Challenge Tracker app so we can share our workout and nutrition progress together. This app is a great tool to stay connected and make us feel like we're never alone. The reason I put that is the My Challenge Tracker app makes you look more legitimate, in my opinion. Anybody and their brother can start a Facebook page or a Facebook group. The My Challenge Tracker app is added value, in my personal opinion. Oh, I get a special app just for doing what I'm doing? Okay, cool. And then obviously we know all the benefits of the My Challenge Tracker app. And I'm finding more and more people are less on Facebook. And I'm also finding too that everyone's so inundated with groups on Facebook, it's kind of nice to have a clean space where they know to check in, okay? Number 2, we will use Beachbody On Demand as our virtual gym. I will help you to decide which program would be the best for you to start with. Just let me know a bit about your goals and what workouts you like to do. So why that's great is because I told them I'm going to help them pick their workout, okay? Virtual gym, they can understand that, right? Then 3, we will drink Shakeology every day. I've not missed a day in close to 8 years and truly believe this is an integral part of my overall wellness. Now, here's where it gets good. Here's where the next part is, where I get no objections on price. I would like to get you set up on the All Access Challenge Pack, which will give you everything you need to be successful. For $160, you will get full access to Beachbody on demand, meaning every workout ever created and any new workouts that release. A 1-month supply of Shakeology. My favorite flavor is vegan cafe latte, but I can also help you decide which flavor you should go with. The 21-day fix portion control containers. Dude, did you know that there's an entire cooking show on Beachbody on demand called Fixate, so you can really meal plan and eat good food? And most importantly, you get me as your coach at no additional charge. P.S. You can sign up to be a coach yourself at no additional cost. The bonus of doing this is you save 25% on all your future purchases, and if you want me to, I can show you how to cover your shakes for free. So, what do you think? Are you ready to love your body again and gain that self-confidence you so richly deserve? If so, reply back with your thoughts and questions, and I'll send you the order information so we can get you plugged into a group and ready to rock your results. XOXO, Danielle. And the reason that works is, and after that, they usually reply back, I'm all in, or maybe they have a question or two, and then I insert those share a cart scripts that you heard on the National Wake Up Call. And the reason that that works is, I already said, you're getting 1 year full access every single workout. I already answered all their objections. I said, you're getting 1 month of Shakeology. I'll help you pick the flavor. I said, you get me at no additional cost, because a lot of people think that like there's an extra cost for the coaching service, right? I said, hey, there's going to be a meal portion plan to this. So I've already basically answered all their questions. So pretty much I very get few questions back. And then if I do get a question back, it'll be like, do I have to do the Shakeology, or what are some of my other options? And, so then I'll go into, different answers. No, you don't have to, but I do highly recommend it. But have you ever considered Energize? Do you ever feel like you could do, you know what I mean? Like, so we're always figuring something out, but I very rarely get objections. So hopefully it helps, and I can send that to Christine for you guys. Don't worry about writing it down. I'll send it to Christine. But tweak it. That's how I speak. Notice, I was reading it. So I type how I speak. And so when you're writing out your scripts, make sure it sounds like you. So now I'm done.
Okay. I know. Danielle, Darren's going to tell her to go to bed. So thank you. This was, I'm laughing. It was so fun and good. So seriously, you guys, that's a Beachbody sermon if you've ever heard one. So Danielle, thank you.
Oh, wait. Andrew wanted to know the sandwich story.
Yes.
So this is just for Andrew. Okay. So y'all know my husband, or if you don't, so he typically eats 1 to 2 big meals a day. He's basically an intermittent faster, but he was traveling all day yesterday, and then we had to get blood work done today. So he was like over a 24-hour fasted period. So we have this place called Unrefined Bakery in Frisco, and it's a completely celiac friendly, gluten-free, vegan, super clean place, and they make sandwiches. So they have super clean, vegan, paleo friendly, gluten-free bread, and then quality meat and all this stuff. And so, and the sandwiches are small, y'all. They're not big sandwiches. And so he had not eaten in over 24 hours, and he got 5 vials of blood taken, and that was his reward. He wanted all the sandwiches. And so and their cupcakes are legit. I had a cupcake. That was my reward. And so so we went in today, and he had 9 sandwiches, and not 1, not 4, 9, in a row, 9 of them. So that's the story in the 9 sandwiches. It's not a super sexy story, but Andrew, it is true. He did it, and that's a normal Tuesday for him sometimes. So, if he hadn't have fasted, he probably would have had 5. So, anyway.
Hey, again, thank you so much, Danielle.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys, thanks. Okay, Danielle, hang up, everybody. Thank you. We will, I'm sure your teams will touch base with you all later, okay?